Today I'm interviewing Dr. Heskett about specialization in the breaking down of modernity. Randall, with all this great progress, why have there been setbacks?
Well, it wasn't as if the pre-modern era and the modern era were intentional planned projects. Both were projects that were incomplete, projects that did not reach their full summation. So in the modern era, I think the setbacks began when we thought we had arrived. And we looked down at the pre-modern people and thought they were stupid. And we dismissed so much of what they were doing that was right that we failed to keep it going, the right things going in the modern era. And our knowledge caused us to look down on them in such a way that we forgot all of the good things. We called it the Dark Ages. We still call it the Dark Ages. We laugh at the myth that the people believed that the earth was flat, when you have informed me that they really didn't think it was flat. They believed in a spherical world, right?
Yeah, the educated people, nary a one of the educated people since the 3rd century believed in a flat earth.
And so there's this arrogance about our knowing, because I think, therefore I am. Thinking becomes the only thing that is even considered. And so in universities, you have faculty that they may be able to think, and some professors I've seen think very poorly, but that's all they focus on. And so you have people that have bodies that are in atrocious shape, they're sick, they're obese, they don't work out, they don't eat properly, their emotions are in all kinds of bad places throughout the universities and theological seminaries. There are fights that go on, spiritual grounding, that becomes another problem. There's a territorialism that is taken over.
At my school, my seminary where I teach, we talk a lot about the problem of the silo effect. Silos for farmers are ways of keeping different grains apart so that they can be sold separately. But when you do siloing in an organization or a university, it prevents cross-fertilization, it prevents any real integration. What do you think about all of this siloing effect?
Yeah, I think it's a territorialism that has caused me to say, you can't work in my field. Here's a perfect example. The psychotherapeutic fields have exclusivized themselves so much that they pushed everybody out. But they're the first that think that they're doing spiritual disciplines. They're the first that think that they're going to be spiritual advisors. And these people have the last qualifications, the least qualifications to be doing these things. So I think siloing is another form of arrogance.
So Randall, how do we get past this?
I think it's really hard. I don't think we start by trying to make great big leaps. I think we start small. First we let our psychological needs of being right or the sickness of being in control and superior to others. I think we need to work on that. I think every university and seminary and academic faculty, I think they need to work together on how they're going to treat each other. I worked at a mental health clinic where actually a therapist came in once a month and worked with us on how we work together to be healthy people. It was incredible. I think we start with those kinds of things, team building. We teach across the fields.
But we keep disciplines, right?
Yeah. We don't dissolve the disciplines. We keep the disciplines going. We begin to publish a little bit cross-disciplinary, but maybe 25% of the time. We don't become experts in other fields, but we complement them. Here's a good example. Your alma mater, Yale, the president came to Colorado to talk about how we could improve these kinds of things. And one of the things that they're doing is they've moved all of the humanities into this old Hall of Graduate Studies. It's a gigantic building. and they all have to talk together. They have offices next to each other now. They're team teaching across disciplines. They even have worked on having Republicans who are a little right of center and Democrats a little left of center to work together, and they team teach. And so what is happening is they're beginning to work on that. I think there needs to be a lot of humility that goes in to the work that we do to begin working in the microcosm so that it helps us to define the macrocosm.
Well put. Very well put.